ladies and gentlemen, I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to day 6 of our most hated tech tree line to grind. Our most least favourite tech tree line to grind. However, this tank is probably the best tank in the entire tier, if not one of the best TDs in the entire game. Now, I got a feeling that this will be nerfed. I do have that funny feeling that this will be nerfed. And there's only one reason for that. And that's because the amount of replays I get of this tank. And Bushka said the same. He gets so many replays in the waffle. And that's like me. I think the waffle is the most replay I get. The tank I get the most replay of. And it's insane. It's insane on how many replays I actually get of this tank. I mean, I probably average 2 a day. 2 a day just from this tank, which is crazy. And people they're not stupid. I mean, I get some battles that are like 3.5k, 4k. That's still an ace. But the majority of them are 6k plus damage. And when I first got this tank years ago, I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. But then I bought it back quite a while ago now, and oh my god, it's amazing. The gun just goes where you want to hit it. The front armor is strong enough so people can't HE the front of you. They can only HE your turret. And because they can really only HE your turret, if you're moving your turret sort of left, right, side to side, up and down, there's a high possibility that they're going to shoot the gun and do no damage. I've had that a lot, and I've had it to me a lot. I mean, I've done it to waffles and only shot the gun. So it's a good tank. It really is a good tank, and it still needs some skill to play the tank. I mean, you can't just sit at the back and do nothing. You're still going to get wrecked if people are looking at you and you stood still. They are still going to use HE, and people always do it. They see a waffle, HE, and that is what they do in the entire line, which is absolutely fine. But if you're just a sitting duck, you're going to make it easy for them. So do always, if you can't get into a position where you just can't move away, just wiggle that turret backwards and forward and just hope for the best. And you'll be surprised on how often it will happen. So the funny thing about this tank is the gun depression when you're facing forward is not so great. The gun elevation when you're facing forward is really great. However, if you turn around, the gun depression from the back is amazing. But the gun elevation from the back is not so good. So you got to use that. And I've been in a sticky situation where I have turned my tank to get the gun depression, but then have a tank's come in front of me and I've had to look up and I can't get the gun up enough to get the penetration or to aim at the tank. So it's a very weird tank in that sense. I mean, if you want the gun elevation, face forward. If you want the gun depression, face backwards. Now, using that gun depression facing backwards also has its advantage because you can just move forward really, really quickly. It's a quick tank, very quick tank. And as you can see, Jay here has moved from one side of the map to the other. And now he's going to actually get a very troll bounce. Don't know how that bounced. Now, that is just the Russian heavy armor just at its finest, and even he said how. So he is going to use the HE to finish up this IS-3 to bring it down to a 2 versus 2. Now, he is going to get absolutely wrecked from the waffle. So 991 damage from the enemy waffle, now putting him down to a 1-shot. And that is the thing with this tank. If you get HE'd, you're all of a sudden you're a 1-shot. So you could be sitting at the back. Look at me, I'm full hit points. You could be HE'd, oh my god, shit, I'm now a 1-shot. So you still need to play it very, very careful, and it's still a hard tank to play. Just because it does a crazy amount of damage doesn't mean it's easy to play. So the reload on this thing, 12.8 seconds. The reload is, I think, really, really good. And here comes the enemy waffle. He is going to pay the price for his shot earlier, and all of a sudden he was full health, and now he's a 1-shot. So there is a full health Yag Tiger coming behind as well. So they really need to deal, as a pair, they really need to deal with this waffle. So he's going to poke forward, and what do I mean about the troll shots, HE shots? 75 damage into the waffle. So he now has no choice but to run away, and he gets very lucky. He's backwards and forward, and the tank misses. Whether or not because he couldn't get his gun down enough, as I meant the gun depression is not the greatest facing forward, I don't know. But he's still going to get very lucky. He has now a full hit point Yag Tiger. For one, the Yag Tiger should be shooting HE. Well, depending, if he's in front of you this distance, you should be shooting HE. It's got a big enough side, next to the turret to aim at for the HE. And he gets a very, very troll bounce. Now, because the Yag Tiger hasn't got a turret, the Waffle managed to get the side, and the Yag Tiger has just gave up at this point. So he finishes with 6 kills, 6.6k damage. Very well played. Was quite lucky, but he took advantage of that, and he done really, really well. So the next battle is not so lucky. I mean, it's more skill based, and I'm only saying it's more skill based because it's me driving it on my NA account. So we are top tier, and don't you hate this at the start of the battle? Look, countdown's not even started, and the T30, we are screwed. The countdown hadn't even finished yet, but then the Pantera and the RU decide to not go that way. Okay, yes, maybe we are screwed. So I'm not going to go that way on my own into the TD spot. I'm going to go with my team, and what a decision this turns out to be. Now, this position, I love this position I'm about to get in, and not a lot of people know this position, or not a lot of people use this position, but this position is amazing, absolutely amazing. And you're going to see we can see so much of the map in this position. So already we've spotted 3 tanks to our left, a couple to the right, and we're going to use the HE at this back chap, who is actually a good player. He just goes out of sight, we do fire, and we do in fact pen him for around 1,000 damage. And as you can see, look, 364 damage he is left on. So straight away, he is a one-shot. The T49 on the enemy team decides to flank around, and he's not going to last very long. So he's a good target to get rid of. Even though he's a tier below, he can HE me for over 1,000 damage. Now, that's 1 tank down each. We do spot the enemy Borzik in the middle there, so we're just going to try and poke forward to see if we can get a shot. Now, the standard B, Havoc on the enemy team from the Chrono clan, is also a very good player. And at this point, I'm thinking, right, it's pretty much game over. There's 2 heavies to our left, and at the moment, we are not sure where the rest are. The IS-6 takes out our VK, and now one of our teammates just deserts. Now, we are going to miss this shot, unfortunately, on the T-32, which is such a shame. Because you're going to find out at the end of the battle. I really, really wanted that to hit. Really wanted that to hit. However, I've still got the T30 with me. He misses his shot on the T32. Now, the T32 would have been a one-shot if I would have hit him. And we do manage to pen him for 758 damage. So, even though it says on the side we've done 1,200 damage, we're actually on 2,200 damage. Because of that blind shot on the back chat. Now, our Pantera, I have no idea why he is not dealing with that back chat. The back chat should have been a 1-clip. The Pantera is an auto reloader. He should have had 3 shells, but for some reason, he does not manage to clear the back chat. At the moment, it's a 4-on-5, so there's still 2 big tanks, the ISU and the Borzik. The ISU takes out the RU-251, and is the Borzik, HE 986 damage, putting him down to a 1-shot. And we wasn't even spotted. Now, there is an ISU up there. It is now a 3-on-5. Unfortunately, I can't quite get that shot on the ISU. But while I'm not spotted, I'm just going to sit in this position. And the standard B takes out our Pantera. So it's now 2 versus 5. And I'm going to wait for this IS-6 to... I didn't want to bounce, and I didn't want to miss, and we do manage to take him out for our 2nd kill, bringing it down to a 2-on-4. Now, I'm saying negative to the T30. I'm just saying, look, dude, don't go. Just wait. They're going to want... It's 2 versus 4. They're not going to sit back. They're going to want the win. So let them push. Let them push, and we are 2 big guns. If we focus fire, like this standard B here, we can clear this standard B with 1 shot each. So I know he's a good player. So I want to get around. There is a back chat there now chasing the T30. So I now want to get this Pantera, this standard B, sorry. So at the moment, I don't know if he knows I'm here. Now he does. I'm only just been spotted. So I want him to drop down. So as I come round, he does drop round. The standard B has not much armor. So we are going to get a lovely, juicy 1200 damage into him. And the T30 is now gone. So it now leaves a 1 versus 4. The standard B has shot all of his shots. And I'm going to reload before he can reload his first shot. And we are going to take him out. So that 1200 damage I did to him was godlike because it put him down to a one shot. So now I'm on just over 5k damage. That full roll, man. I spoke to him after on the Chrono server, and I did say, look, that I got lucky. Now that was unfortunate. I was just about to take out the ISU, but then the Borzit comes at an angle, so I only track him. Now, God knows where this Batchat is. He should have even run around now. He should be chasing me now. He should be chasing me. He gets one shot. I am able to get around this hill, and now he is chasing me. But luckily for me, I'm just reloaded as he comes round the corner, and we can take him out. So now it was a 1 versus 4, and I bring it down to a 1 versus 1. And this ISU is a one shot. Now he has to come around the corner, and because of that, it gives me plenty of time to aim at the weak spot, and we do clear him. So that was actually the first time I've done a 1 versus 4 in a very long time, and it was one of my best battles that I've done in a very long time as well. So I'm glad to showcase this in this series. As you can see, the ace, we get the pulls, we get the Kolobanov Top Gun High Caliber, 6,200 damage, 1,519 base XP. So even though the waffle is on the tech tree of my least favourite tech tree, don't judge the waffle, because the waffle is such an amazing tank. And because so many people do well in it, I really do think, unfortunately, it could be nerfed in the future. But I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm Meadsy69. Tomorrow is the last episode of this series, and it is the grill. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.